This video has been a long time coming. Today we are talking about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I love the art. Grappling in general is a lot of fun, and also a great way to get in shape. It's also a great way to learn to defend oneself. I've been a grappler for a little over 9 years now. I started out as a high school wrestler. I wasn't what you would call a great wrestler, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu came into my life between my junior and senior years of high school in the no-gi form. I enjoyed it greatly. I'm currently a blue belt. If asked, I would laud Jiu-Jitsu and highly recommend it to whoever asked. However, I have noticed some issues with the art itself and more with the community surrounding it. In order to identify weak areas of the art so that they may be worked on, we will talk about these weak points today. Many schools teach specific aspects of jiu-jitsu over others. This can mold students into a particular type of grappler. I found frustration with jiu-jitsu when I picked up gi training because not only did I have to rewire how I grappled, but I also had an identity forced upon me which did not suit me. As a wrestler, I knew I would have to get used to being on my back and using submissions. However, the style of jiu-jitsu that was being taught did not suit me. I am more of an attack-style grappler. I would rather shoot in and end up on top, or sprawl and circle to the back. The type of jiu-jitsu I was taught was a very sport style of jiu-jitsu utilizing the gi. A lot of guard pulling and using the sleeves and lapel to gain a hold on the opponent, then hunting for submissions. This did not suit me as a wrestler, but especially not as an MMA fighter. It was when my school switched instructors for a time that I was introduced to a different style of jits that really got me interested. And this is my advice to other students that may not really be getting it right now, is to either go to a different school or get some training in with different people of different styles of jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu practitioners tend to be dogmatic in their views of the art. They blow themselves up into fighters that have an answer for every situation. This is not good. The main issue I have with this is that jiu-jitsu is not good for multiple enemies. Before I expand, I will say that your best bet is to just run, and that no art will adequately prepare you to pull a Bruce Lee on 2 or more people. That being said, when you're on the ground, you can be held down. And jiu-jitsu is all about ground fighting. Even if you pull a submission on someone, it takes too much time and effort, and also requires you to limit your attention to one person out of the 2 or more people who are trying to get at you. One thing I hear out of some practitioners is that standing techniques are okay. This is wrong. Standing subs are not good for fighting 2 people for the same reasons as ground subs. What's more is that many of these subs and positions are very low percentage movements. You practically need to be given the position to make it all work. If you're going to rely on low percentage techniques in hopes that they will fall into your lap, you are setting yourself up to get hurt. Many practitioners dance around the issue by saying, "No art is perfect," and also by sidestepping the fact. This is unacceptable. They are saying it not to declare a fact, but to try and spin that fact to their favor. They are essentially saying, "Look man, no art is perfect, so I'll just continue to practice my ground fighting, and I'll continue to tell my students that ground fighting is good for every occasion, and it'll all be okay." That is irresponsible. The fact of the matter is that no art is indeed perfect, but striking arts are much better suited for the situation. If you were unable to escape for whatever reason, your best bet would be to stay on your feet. If you get knocked down, you should do everything in your power to get back up. Which is why I will say this. The only aspects of jiu-jitsu that will come in handy 100% of the time are escapes and stand-ups, which are not usually taught in excess by many schools. The reason I'm so obsessed with this point is because it entails what jiu-jitsu practitioners criticize other arts for. They blow their art up into something it is not. This will just get people hurt due to them thinking they know a good way to fight anyone at any time. Instead of running, they think, "Well, my instructor said jiu-jitsu is the best for self-defense, so I can take on these 5 guys outside of the bar." I believe this is an act of love for not only the art, but also for other people. The last critique that I have is less for jiu-jitsu and more the politics of the sport. The competitions are, at times, messed up. The language spoken should be the language of the country where the competition takes place, or one that everyone understands. No Portuguese should be spoken when an English speaker is fighting. I could understand if two Portuguese speakers were fighting and a Portuguese-speaking referee was presiding over the match. However, outside of that possibility, the playing field becomes unlevel when one person is only fluent in one language, while the other two are fluent in two. You have a chance for a Brazilian practitioner to try and convince a Brazilian ref to start them in a different position or reverse a decision that was made. And if I am being 100% real with you guys right now, it is hard to not be suspicious of two people who come from the same country talking in their native tongue right before a decision is made. It's hard for people like me and others to not assume that the referee is looking out for his Brazilian brother or sister. These are my critiques after 9 years of grappling, 5 of which were spent in jiu-jitsu. I am not saying jiu-jitsu is bad. I am aware there are many people in this world who are better grapplers than me. This is being made to try and help the sport improve. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, sub, comment, and also share the video. I also have a Patreon if you would like to donate. The next video will be out soon, and thank you.